Yeah, dude! Jason's first surf.
Alright, it feels weird, but I think I know what you're saying.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Galactic Seabass channel. My name is Sebastian. Today we're going to be doing 10 beginner BMX tricks. 2020 edition. Masks are not required. So thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope that you learned something. If you enjoy it, please hit like, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else that I can teach you at the end in the comments. Just, let me know. I'll try my best to answer as many as I can. Alright, welcome to BMX. Welcome to the world that is bicycle motocross. You have just stepped into a realm outside of anything that's like it on this planet. Very similar to the skate culture that has been brought up in Southern California. BMX started its journey in the early 60s with Schwinn's and made its way into the 21st century with new geometry and new tricks and new capabilities for these things that we call BMX bikes. So welcome to the club, welcome to the family. I just want to say first and foremost, it's an amazing thing and it's brought me countless years of joy, and I continue to ride my bike all the time just for the sheer joy of it, and I hope that that's what you find out of this, because at the end of the day the most important thing is that BMX is for fun. It's a bicycle, you're riding a bike down the street. If you happen to do tricks and stuff along the way, that's cool, but at the end of the day you should still be able to just have fun cruising from A to B, occasionally C. Alright, I've got a little list of important tips that we should go through before you sort of get into all the crazy tricks that I know you want to do. So it's important to learn how to work on your bike. You should get some kind of a tool, learn how to take your wheels off, learn how to change a tube, learn how to, make sure everything's dialed in when you go ride. You can't have any loose bolts. You don't want your wheels flying off. You don't want things to just move around, because that makes it kind of dangerous. You want to make sure everything's dialed in, and you're good to go. Definitely stretch before you go ride. It's important to limber up. You don't want any stiff muscles when you're doing any big tricks, because you could tighten up and then freeze, and then you might not do the thing, or you'll just feel sore at the end of the day. It's so worth it just to take 5-10 minutes and do whatever it is that you do. Follow your body, listen to it, have fun. This is my friend Jason in the background, by the way. He'll be hanging out with us today.
What's up, guys?
Helmets, highly recommended. I highly recommend that you get a helmet when you're starting off. It only takes one time, and then you're out of the game. So just throw a lid on, and it could save your life. I know that I wear my helmet whenever I'm doing something I feel out of my comfort zone with, or when I go to the skate park. Normally I don't ride helmets. I won't be using one today. I've been riding BMX for 20 years, so I have a lot of experience, and I highly recommend for all beginners you throw a lid on. It's an important thing. Relax. I say that because I want you guys to relax when you're trying some of these. Some of them won't come first try. It might take some practice, but if you put in the time and you put in the work, then it will come in time. And once you dial them in, you can take them up to the next level, next tier at a time, and slowly start linking all these tricks together and turn them into lines and creating your own unique style. Because it is BMX freestyle. You want to be unique. You want people to know that it's you when you ride. I ride like Seabass, and Garrett rides like Garrett, and Chad rides like Chad. And that's just the way that BMX works. Same with skating. Everybody's got their style. So make sure be creative. Have fun. At the end of the day, it's BMX bike. It's important. Just have fun. Do your thing. You're riding down the road on a bicycle. A to B. Occasionally C. Have a good time. All right. Know your limits, but push yourself. Don't give up. If there's something that you think you can do in your head, you can visualize it, you can see it, try. But don't do anything super out of your comfort zone. If you've never done a bar spin, you've never done a 360, don't try a 360 bar spin, because that's how you get hurt. So just take your time, one step at a time, and eventually you'll rank up. No worries. Don't throw your bike. It's expensive. The only guy that's allowed to throw his bike is Aaron Ross, because that dude can throw his bike 300 yards. And it's just one of those things. You look like a kook. It's expensive. You're going to have to put in the work to fix it later. You're probably just, stressed you didn't land something. It's way better to put the bike down, take a breath, go have some water, have some beer, take a puff, do whatever it is that you do, but chill out. Don't throw your bike. It's pretty lame. You look like a kook. Fundamentals are what we're primarily going to be working on today, and fundamentals are how all of your favorite pros started their career, how they started their progress into the BMX world. you have to start with the basics, get really good at the basics, and then you can move up to the intermediates and start linking them together, putting it all, you know, in a line, getting creative, being able to really dial in those simple tricks and make them look so good that even though they're simple, you just think, the way DeMarcus Paul does his bar spins, just, you know, it's so good. DeMarcus, shout out. Hey, what's up, man? That's pretty much it for the beforehand tips. So let's get right into riding the bike. First up is going to be the manual. Number one, the manual. So the manual is that trick everybody wants to do all nice and clean, all Devin Smiley like, and it's how do you describe it? Basically, it's a two-part trick where the first part is you kind of pushing your weight forward so you're ready to kind of momentum pull it back, and then the second part is pulling back, putting your weight over this sweet spot on the back wheel, right about here almost, and then keeping a nice straight arm profile and a nice straight back. So your weight is very much in the back of the bike, and you're using your knees and your rear end to, who says that? To balance yourself, so you can use it to go forward or back or side to side. So you can start with pickup manuals where you'll just pick up the front wheel. Then you can move on into a little bunny hop manual where you do a small bunny hop into the actual manual itself. And then when you feel comfortable, you know, you start actually going up ledges, doing real tricks with it. And that's pretty much it. So first step, get your weight forward, learn to pick up the bars, you know. Just up a little bit. Just up a tiny bit. You don't want to go too far. And if you do go too far, it's really important too. Learn how to fall off and jump off the bike, you know. Oh no! You just saved yourself a broken tailbone and an ice pack on your butt. So that's really important. Then eventually you'll start to figure out where your sweet spot is, learn to lock it in. It'll come with time, just takes practice. Don't get frustrated, because I've been riding 20 years and I still struggle with it. Pick up. Little bunny hop. And eventually you can do cool stuff, you know, nollie. Not very clean, but that's okay. Yeah, it's fun, man. Manuals are sick. They're really important. And good luck, because it's going to take some practice. Number two. All right, what's number two? Number two, the bunny hop. The fabled bunny hop. One of those things where once you dial this in, it opens up the entire spectrum of tricks from it. Once you're airborne from nothing, you can throw whatever trick you want, man. So that's pretty much all preference at that point, but it all starts off with the basics. Essentially, the bunny hop is a two-step motion. It is a bringing up of the front part of the bike while continuously bringing your weight kind of almost thrusted forward, and then it releases a power-packed punch where you kick off your toes and then use your wrist, your back, and your forearms to sort of throw you into the air. So it's just, so if you're doing one of these things where your bike just goes up at the same time, it's called a Jimmy hop. There's not really anything wrong with doing that. It just doesn't open up as many possibilities for tricks beyond that point. There's certain ones where it's actually really good for flat landing. Sometimes, as a quick example, if you want a 180. That's why I don't do that, because when you do the regular one, it gives you a lot more time to be up in the air. So, you know, start off slow, just pick your front wheel up, get used to that, or my little manual lesson. And then eventually start trying to use your power and pick yourself up. And with time, you know, it'll come. That was really high. With time, you'll figure it out. And that's pretty much a bunny hop. So, you know, practice on flat ground, work your way up to curbs, jump off some ledges, maybe go off a cool drop or something. And that's pretty much it. Now you're bunny hopping. And I am sweating, it's hot out here. Number three, the 180. 180 degrees, half a circle. Essentially, it's you doing a bunny hop and spinning your body from a stable forward position to a rounded out backward position, learning to control the fakie, and then getting out of that in any way that you need to. Whether it be a half cab, whether it be a slide out, about to get sprinkler-fied. That's pretty much the two ways out of the 180, I just realized. Or I guess, you can keep going fakie. But, alright, this is a how-to. I don't know why I'm just talking about it. Essentially, once you do a bunny hop, a standard bunny hop, you're going boom boom. So, in a 180, whether you're going right or left, I'm left foot forward, so I'm going to turn to the right, but I'll go left too, just to show you guys what's going on. Essentially, you're going up, and in this first part of the bunny hop phase, you're almost pre-preparing with your chin and your eyes trying to turn around behind you, so that when you lift off, your back wheel already starts going in the motion that you want. You find your forward position, land down, into a nice fakie, and then get out of it. However way that you desire. Same thing with the other direction. If you're going to the left, you'll kind of pick up and then bring it up, tuck your chin down, look to the left, and then come out, and nice solid boom. As I stated earlier, you could do a Jimmy Hop 180, where you just sort of pivot your bike. You would almost carve into it. So if you're going to the right, you would go a little to the left, cut in, and then use that momentum you already have to spin around, do your thing. I think it's better to learn the real 180 way, where you do the full bunny hop, because it opens up more possibilities. It's cleaner, and you'll probably land in a more centered fakie. So, 1, 2. That's pretty much it, So you go up, your chin tucks, your back end almost follows you. It's you ever seen a cat fall? How they'll pivot themselves to the front? That was dumb. Essentially, that's the 180. You give yourself the pre-position kind of look point, and then you follow it through with your bunny hop on your back end. You'll land fakie, and that brings us to number 4, the fakie. Essentially, a fakie is. Wait, why would I say essentially? One more. Just keep going. Fakie is one of those things that will take time, but going backwards is a highly rewarding part of riding a bike. Where you figure out where you are, you're going back, and whether you have a cassette and you have to pedal backwards, or you have a free coaster and you can ride without pedaling backwards with your free coaster engaged, it's essentially the same thing. It's about finding that nice position of weight on the back part of the bike where you can maintain steady, pressure from your arms, follow it backwards, and give yourself a locked in direction while you're going backwards. So if I were to be, going backwards from right here. That wasn't the best example. So once you've got the 180 down, it should be pretty easy to get into a fakie, and that's not the case for everybody. So there's a few tricks that you can do to get into fakies without having to do bunny hops or really do anything. You can ride into walls, just like this, push the front wheel in, push back. Hopefully you don't do so many correction hops, but that's, how it got started. When I was 14 at Woodward, this is what I was doing against the wall. I would go up, I would put my tire in, and then learn how to slowly slide out of it. Eventually, it'll come with time. You learn to do a nice 180, and all about how you put the weight on the back of your bike, sort of where you're at. You have to guide it. Now, if you have a cassette, you probably have to pedal backwards, but it's the same exact thing. It's all about maintaining that weight on the back of your bike, keeping pressure steady in the front, and guiding the direction that you want to go. Which brings us to number 5? 4? That brings us to number 5, the half cab, or the slide out. Honestly, they're very similar, so I'll try to do my best to teach you both. When you're doing a half cab, you're in the 180, you're going fakie. You're not in the 180, excuse me. You're going fakie, and you're ready to pull out. If you're left foot forward, you would probably cab by doing, you know, half a turn. It's hard to describe. You would pivot your bars to the left, and that would make you turn to the right, and then you would pull up and keep going with that extra 90 to the right. Whereas the opposite would be, you know, going fakie, carving out to the left, and then popping up here, doing the cab left. So it's pretty simple. Sometimes that happens.
No, you're good. Nice.
When you're going into the fakie, essentially you pick a point when you're done, and you're going backwards. You're thinking, all right, I'm done going backwards. So what you want to do is sort of, I'm left foot forward, keep in mind, so I'm half cabbing this direction. So I'll turn the bars like this, and then right about here, I'll pick up the weight on the front wheel, keeping this transition, or this momentum shift to the back. I'll start to pivot, and then pop out a bunny hop right here. Laying straight. So, nice. In theory, it would look like. Or you can do it the other way. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There is a chance that you're riding a bike with brakes, and if that is the case, it's really going to be a big help. If you're trying to learn half cabs and you're just at the beginning stages of it, it's really simple with brakes. That's how I started off, to be honest. When you're going into that 180 or you're pushing off the wall, you know, you're going backwards, and right about when you get to that halfway point, you can tap the brakes, pick up the bike, and then use that to shift you around and turn around. Same thing backwards, you know, or to the left. You come, you're going backwards, you're ready to turn out, you go, boop, and then it pretty much almost does it for you as long as you pick up the front wheel. Nice and easy. Just one finger. Hopefully you have a nice pair of brakes like Jason does here. Pretty sketchy, but this is not my bike, so I'll take it. Then eventually you can have some fun with it. I want my bike back. The other one that you can do is the little slider guy, which I was super inspired by guys like Carl Pointer and Bruce Chrisman, Free Coaster legends. Essentially it's the same thing, but instead of doing a half cab and picking up your bike, you're going backwards and using that same weight shift to turn your bars right here, pull it through, all slippery slidey. Same thing over here, you know, power through, slippery slide. So, in effect, thank you. I've never been very good at the left ones, but that's essentially it, you know. If you're pivoting, you're pulling down, keeping that weight, you know, sort of in the back, and then turning your bars, whoosh, you can feel that you're kind of pulling against something. Same thing when you're going up a quarter pipe. You can go up a quarter pipe, you know, whoosh, there's no quarter pipe here, but then just let your tire sort of, woo, slide down. It feels really good. And another really cool move, which brings us to number 6. We're halfway through. Congratulations, guys. I hope you're learning something and I'm not forgetting anything. Again, if I forgot stuff, please leave a question in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. It's really hot out, so I'm really trying to remember everything. It's just on flat ground. So, you know, work with me here, please. So number 6 is a move that I really love. It's the power slide, or the whoosh thing.
That whoosh thing.
Essentially, it's when you're going up to a spot, you don't have brakes. If you have brakes, this is completely unnecessary, but it still looks cool. You know, you're going too fast. It's that thing where the guys wash out, where they take the tire and they sort of throw it across the side to slow them down. It's super steezy. I like the way it looks. It really helps out when you need to slow down, or you know, you're going at a set too fast and you don't have brakes and you don't want to put your foot in the tire to lose that nice level feet positioning. So essentially, I keep saying essentially, basically you're moving the weight of your body up to the front part of the bike and almost putting all the pressure in your wrists, and then you're simultaneously doing a carving position into a swing where you use almost the momentum of your legs. You have the power in your legs pushing to the side. Meanwhile, your arm is keeping a nice steady center, giving you the ability to sort of maneuver on a pivot point. You know, you would carve in and riding nice and easy. Put that weight right here. It's really dry right here, but you know, put that weight. Let me come through again. Carve in, put your weight forward, keep your legs straight. And then, you know, keep your weight at that. If you put your weight in the front, kind of up here, and put the power in your arms, that's where all attention. Alright, I know that wasn't the best description. Hopefully you can see the videos of me actually doing it and try to, you know, learn how to pivot that weight. And since I'm left foot forward, it's really hard for me to do the ones where I shift to the right. It just feels a little awkward. So, you know, find your side. I don't know if I ever mentioned that either. You'll find a side of the bike that feels more comfortable to you, left foot forward or right foot forward, and whichever one that is, it's just like skateboarding, stick to that. You know, everybody has their own. I'm left foot, Jason's right foot, everybody's different. So find that, make sure that, you know, you listen to your body on that one. And that brings us to number 7, which is going to incorporate our foot positioning, the double peg grind. All right, welcome to grinds, probably the coolest part of bikes, honestly. Doing a double peg is going to be the first one you probably learn, followed by Feebles and Smiths, which will be the next part of this video. But right now we're doing the double peg. So I've got a little ledge here. I'm going to demonstrate off the bike and then on the bike. Essentially, you know, you want to ride up to it, you want to be parallel, and then when you're coming up, it's a basic bunny hop while you're also guiding yourself on top of the ledge. So your pegs are landing right on the side. You come a little bit to the side, show them a little side angle. Sort of riding alongside it, and you're going up maybe, you know, 6 inches to a foot away. Give yourself a nice clean bunny hop that clears the top, and then you can come down with the pegs, keep it rolling, and then when you're ready, jump off. You know, you can start doing, you know, spins and tricks out of that. It just takes a while to get there. So just practice getting on and off, even without moving. Even just coming up real slow. Pop, 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 pop. It'll really help you out in the long run. So just jump on. Practice that a few hundred times, you'll pretty much nail it down. And that brings us to number 7, which is going to be Feeble grinds and Smith grinds. Just to keep it rolling here, Feeble grind is really similar to the double peg. You're going up with both tires, you know, you get that nice clearance, except for you don't go down on the double. You give yourself enough clearance with the front wheel where you land your back peg on the ledge, and your front tire on top of it. So that way it gives you the ability to use your handlebars so you can steer, guide yourself along the ledge. And again, practice it still, you know, just go up, boop, 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 boop. And then a Smith would be the exact opposite of that. It would be going up with enough clearance on the back where you dip your front peg on and your back tire lands up here, so that you're still guiding it with your front peg, but your rear wheel is riding alongside the side. Again, same thing, go up, do some stills, stop, do it again, and then eventually start moving, start doing all these tricks, and then you'll find so many different pieces of architecture that you can throw the pegs on top of. Whether you're going down, across, up, there's an endless array of possibilities for those 3 grinds. You can just link all 3 of those grinds into one grind, and that's a 3-piece combo. Side of potatoes. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, I believe that the next one on our list is actually a pretty fun one. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. Number 9.
Swag bars.
I incorporated that name from DeMarcus Paul. Remember, it was a few years ago, we were riding downtown San Diego, and I saw him do one, just super clean. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. We were just bombing down the hill. And so he showed me a little bit. I'll try to teach you here my best. You've probably seen the new age BMX kids doing the ones without putting their foot on the back peg. You know, they'll just pick it up, throw a bar. And those are cool, but they're sort of hard to do. Definitely one thing you want to learn before you do this. Prop your bike up against the wall, just sit on it, get real comfy, find a spot here, and just figure out how it feels to spin your bars. Whether you like to throw them to the right, throw them to the left, whether you want to bus driver it, which is where your hand follows all the way through while your other hand finds it on the bottom, so you never actually release contact. You know, a switch version would be that. This hand's already ready to go on the bottom. Or you can throw them, so you just whoop, whoop, and you can see if you throw the bar and this hand is ready to go, just goes right in. Catch it, come around, right in, catch around. And then eventually, you know, you'll kind of figure out how to do that. Once you feel comfortable, then, yeah, you know, providing you have pegs for a really long out. I don't recommend axle trying this because your foot might slip off, but with pegs, it's super fun. Try to find this nice little pivot point. There's a point right about here where you could essentially just let go. And it starts to get really fun. So you can just, I don't know, then you can start doing one-handed. X-ups, it's great practice too. You know, it's an endless array, but it's super fun. You know, just find that nice pressure point with your peg, pick up, try a bar spin. It's good practice too, you know, before you actually want to do legit bars. Because honestly, I don't enjoy doing bar spins, and it was never really my trick. But I do love just riding down the street, whoo, throwing one of those. So, highly recommended, super fun. Again, BMX is about fun, so make sure that you're having a good time out here, even if it's 300 degrees. And you got a black Offspring shirt on and some sick Ty Morrow Vans. Shout out to Ty. And, that brings us to our last trick on the flat. I'll get out and about and hopefully have provided some more content of doing these maneuvers on other pieces of architecture. But fast plants have always been a Seabass move, a Seabass favorite. Let's see, where do you start? So you know how to bunny hop. You know how to go in and just, now, it's a little different. When you're going up, it's almost like picking up into a manual and then looping out with one foot, because what's happening is you go up. It's really hard to do still, but your front tire goes up, your back leg follows, bunny hop, and then it just sort of picks up off the ground. So I don't know how much slower I can do that, but maybe I could slow down the video so I can show you. Essentially a one. bunny hop up, foot down, back up. You'll notice I try to peek out my bike right about here, and that's when I jump up and hopefully find the pedal. So this is really hard to do still sometimes. Once you can do that, it's really similar to a bunny hop though. You can just toss it down. Nice and clean. Eventually you can learn to throw 180s and do it, 360s.
Nice, nice. Yeah.
Not sure I can do a flat fast plant through. I'll try.
Close.
Alright, maybe I can do that. That'd be fun for me today. Woo!
Ooh, nice.
A little pivoty. I'll take it. It's flat.
Show off.
There's me.
I couldn't do that if I Be safe, young man.
You can't.
Thank you, bro.
That's the whole point. You just gotta try.
Dude, look at the hair. Look at this man here with my bald spot. Look at you.
Yeah, that's essentially it. Shout out to the trip, and woo! So that's pretty much it. Those are 10 beginner bicycle tricks for the BMX crowd. Let's give a shout out to all my contenders: the bump jump, the surf rider, the loop off the manual back on, the firecracker, the nollie,
Yeah, boy.
and just riding down the street, just having a good time out on your bike. That's the best trick of all at the end of the day. I gotta tell you, feels good to be out here in San Diego. Really appreciate you guys watching this video. Hopefully I covered this well. Again, any questions at all, please ask me down in the comments below. I will answer them. Really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I hope you learned something. And shout out to all my day ones. Shout out to the BMX community. Shout out to D-Block. Shout out to Tony Nyer, Marcus Paul, Aaron Brenner, Albert Mercado, Brian Fudger, Jeff Zielinski, The Old Ride BMX, Garrett Reynolds, Chad Curley, Nathan Williams, Dennis Anderson. Shout out to all the people that have inspired me over this journey and caused me to continue to ride my bike every day. I hope that you guys find the same joy and love for the sport that I have. It's an amazing thing. You can take it with you anywhere in the world, and there's an endless array of spots out there that are just waiting to be conquered. So work on these, come up with a few of your own, and keep on riding BMX because it's fun. And at the end of the day, we're just having fun on little kids' bikes. So thank you guys very much for watching this edition of the Galactic Seabass channel. Please like, share, subscribe, or don't. Doesn't really matter. As long as you had a good time, you learned something. Please go ride your bike. That is actually how I'd like to end this video. Again, shout out to everybody who helped me along this journey. Shout out to my mom and dad for getting me my first bike. And shout out to all the blisters and calluses I've had over the years from this little bicycle. And that's it. I think that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Peace.